What's up, guys? Wilson here. I'm a little bit sweaty because I've been exercising. I don't just play video games all the time, and I kind of slacked a little bit in the past few months. But with the new year, it's a new chance for you to kind of get off the couch sometimes and get some workouts in. Now, I like to do triathlon sprints, and that involves swimming, biking, and running. So I like to practice. Let me show you my equipment. For any triathlon, you're gonna swim, bike, and run. So I train for the swim part in the local municipal pool. The biking, since it's been so cold this winter, I've just been biking on a trainer, which basically means lifts up the back wheel and you just cycle in place. Pretty self-explanatory. And for the running, I like to run on a treadmill. Well, really, I prefer the outdoors if the weather's nice, but a lot of the time it's raining or whatnot, and you have to train anyhow. So I like to use a treadmill, and this treadmill is actually new because my other one crapped out on me. But this is a ProForm 5000, which I may do a review on at some point. But in addition to the physical, you also need to train, get your mind right for these triathlon, whether it's a full one or Olympic one or a sprint, you have to get your mind right. So I do that by watching, of course, YouTube videos. But there's one more trick I use for to train mentally. I'll explain a little bit what it is. So of course, we have an actual triathlon event here that you can do in Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's go ahead and sign up for it. So you know what, this training technique is actually not that wild, because what it essentially is a form of visualization, and in sports psychology, visualization is a very well-known and accepted form of training. You essentially visualize what you're going to do over and over in your head. That way, when you actually do the event, it comes easy. You don't have to think about it as much. So that's essentially what I'm doing with Grand Theft Auto 5, is visualizing the triathlon sprints. So let's go ahead and sign up for the race and see how I do. Yeah, I guess we're doing it. So I need to have the right outfit. Cross-country county triathlons, the ultimate test of traffic. So I wonder if this is a sprint or this is a full. Yeah, I think this is a full one. So crap, so this may take a while. I'm digging the onesie there. So yeah, let's see how I do. This one may take a while. This is maybe a Olympic size sprint. Let me switch the view actually. Oh crap. Looks like these guys are good. So I guess we'll follow the arrows. But yeah, when you're doing any type of endurance event, you have to use whatever technique you can to get through it. A lot of times you think about your performance, how much gas you have in the tank, how much more you have to go, and not to overexert yourself. And for longer events, hydration, nutrition, etc. Or sometimes you act and pretend, at least I do, like it's actually a video game, and you just try to execute anything to kind of help you get through it. So, oh crap, my fingers are already giving out. Damn it. So this must be like a full triathlon, because I see the marker way in the horizon there. And the water's kind of choppy, so that's open water is always a problem, because you know. I can swim outdoors, that's not a problem, but as far as actual events, I haven't done an actual open water swim triathlon yet. That's probably in the cards for this season. But damn, if this was an actual triathlon, I'd be like, what the hell? Because those are some serious waves, like, wow. I wonder if I should switch to the other camera. Yeah, maybe let's do that.
It doesn't get any more intense than this.
Yep. Yeah, this is the rough waters. And there I am in the purple, of course. Let's switch back to the first person view. Yes, this is definitely choppy waters. Yeah, this one must be Olympic distance, because the sprints are pretty short, maybe 400 400 yards for the swim part. The bike part is typically anywhere from 8 to 16 miles, and then the runs are usually either 5 or 10K, but more commonly a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. Definitely choppy water, so I'm not doing so good. I'm in last place, so I guess this is actually close to reality. I'm not quite last, I'm average, I'm usually in the middle of the pack. But what I do like, coming from more or less the running background, is that I'm pretty good for doing the run as a last event. You know, I can run entire legs. I don't run fast, but I do have endurance. Whereas a lot of people, they'll exert themselves on the swim and on the bike, and then when it comes to the run, they'll kind of fizzle out. Especially if it's hot. If it's hot, a lot of people drop like flies. So the way the race is happening is I'm the average swimmer. You know, I'll go ahead and swim the distance, and then on the bike, I'll do okay, but a lot of people pass me on the bike. Well, not a lot, but some people do pass me on the bike part. But I don't really worry about it, because when it comes to the transition and going into the run, which is typically the last part of the triathlon, there's some that are backwards, reverse, but they're not as common. Usually you swim first, then you bike, and then you run. So on the run, I'll go ahead and make up the difference and pass a lot of people that have passed me on the bike part. A lot of that's because a lot of people have like really high-end bikes. I'm talking about like the carbon fiber bikes and stuff like that, and that definitely is an advantage, having a good bike. You know, so this season I plan on buying a quote-unquote real tri-bike with clicking pedals and all that. Because for the first, I've only been at it, maybe this is my 3rd season. The first 2 seasons I wasn't sure whether I was really going to be about the whole tri-life, so I didn't want to invest a lot of money. You know, but I'm going to get more serious about it this year, and I'm going to start training now, because most of the triathlons are like in the spring, summer, and the fall, more so during the summer. So I want to be ready this year, so like I said, that's why I had to get a new treadmill, because it crapped out on me, my other one. And I think I may do a review on the Pro Form, maybe. But crap, this is shit, I may be here a couple hours. I was planning on doing a quick video, but the way it's looking, this may be a full triathlon, holy crap. If that's the case, I'll speed it up or edit it down or something. It's kind of cool though, they threw this in there. Because when I first saw it, I was like, what? The triathlon? You know, it's not even a mission or anything, it's just something to do. Since you're here in this open world, this environment. So I thought that was fun, because I said I actually do the tri sprints. That's always nice when the different things you like kind of come together. You know, video games, like anything else, it's balance. Video games are cool, fun, something to do, de-stress, etc. But you know, that, in my opinion, that shouldn't be your only form of relaxation. You should have a variety of stuff to do, and really. Mentally, doing physical activity really helps out, because what it does is it stresses your body physically and mentally, especially like the endurance events. But once you stop running or you finish the event, you feel good because of the sense of accomplishment, but more so as far as the physical, your body naturally reduces endorphins. And then also trains your brain to kind of relax after the stressor. In this case, physical activity is over, then your whole body and mind kind of chill. So that's cool. Whereas in games, it does that for your mind, but then you have a diminishing returns. Like if you play, I don't know, it's different for everybody, but like if you're playing 8 hours of video games a day, I don't know if that's exactly healthy for you. And in fact, I think recently, maybe even as far as or as early as this week, And I believe it was a World Health Organization actually said that video game addiction is actually a thing. And that's something you should kind of be aware of. But, oh crap, this is I kind of feel like I'm going through a triathlon. Well, my stamina meter still looks good, and this guy's kind of... I mean, at least this is almost like a race in a real sense, because when you're around people who are similar abilities, you always try to keep them at least within line of sight. You know, that way you can strategize. Which side of the blue am I supposed to do on this side? Okay. You can strategize, and like I said, make your move. But typically you don't make your move till the run part. Or if you know like the run's your weak area, then what you want to do is try to build up enough of a buffer. Come on, running up the hill is kind of tough. Let's take this bike. No! Oh, what was he doing? Get on the bike. Let's go. Helmet, of course. Oh, crap. Okay. I'm doing okay. Of course, try not to fall. Of course, I don't cuss people out. Not out loud anyway, but maybe in my head. When I'm doing some of these actual events for real. Okay. And you're always worried about missing a turn, because that kind of could be disastrous, especially on the bike. You can go way out from where you're supposed to go. And most good races have sentries, especially on areas that are kind of questionable, like a fork in the road. They'll have a person telling you where to go. Now, I know a lot of you probably do some kind of events. Here's the fork in the road. The proverbial fork in the road was there. But yeah, it's you know, the good races, and most races are well marked. Either they're marked on the road, or they have people telling you exactly where to go. Okay, so where are we? We're second place, doing pretty good, fellas. Second place. Oh well, spoke too soon. Looks like we have to turn a sharp turn over here. So I'll just have to watch this guy, kinda. Now, a lot of events. Okay, slow down. Drafting is not allowed. That means you can't just have him cut through the air and then you just kind of right behind him, which says drafting. That's kind of a no-no. You either have to pass them, or crap, well, he almost like bumped me. What the hell? You either have to pass them or fall back. Oh crap, it's getting kind of crowded. Let's keep going. It's a very crowded field, actually. I can see it all behind me. Now that swim was long, this bike ride may be, damn it. Shit. Crap. I don't want to have any type of wipeout. So we'll see how long this bike part is, because judging from the swim, this may be an Olympic length triathlon. Maybe I just zoomed by me, yes. What am I? Third place? Crap. You keep pushing. But for some races, depending on the location, they can be scenic, just like this. These are the better ones when you're kind of like around nature. You know, and you're quiet, it's quiet out there. You just kind of think about whatever, tune out, just enjoy. Especially when it's good weather. You just kind of enjoy the moment. That's kind of the whole point of these events. It's not really try to beat everybody. You're really only competing against yourself in a way. And you know, just enjoying the moment. Oh, that sounds good, but damn it, I don't like being passed. So hopefully, damn it, I dropped a lot. Hopefully I can make up the difference in the run. Oh.
Get back here, asshole!
Like, I've been on some that are pretty scenic like this. Kind of just a road through woods and stuff. Those are always the best to me. More so than the city ones.
Okay, how are we doing? I wish I knew exactly how much more I had to go. That would be helpful. Because on the actual race, you'll have either a bike computer or like your smartwatch, or you can have your smartphone on a stand. This guy's kind of bugging me. You know, so you know how far into the race you are, how much more you have to go, and you know when you should try to push it and not push it. It always helps to know the elevation map, to kind of know how much climbing you have to do. That goes for the running as well. How much climbing you have to do, and you know you don't want to blow out your legs on a hill early in the race, because then you're gonna really suffer through the rest of the race. You always want to gauge it where you're working at 80 to 90% for the distance. Like I said, if you're doing a short race, of course you're not going to chill till the last mile. You can pretty much push it the whole time. But for a longer race, you're going to have to definitely gauge it. But on this one, I have no clue how far we're going. This is actually the whole city. We were in the countryside, now we can see a lot of the city. Okay, let's take a sharp turn. So let's not wipe out. Oh crap, yeah, that was kind of... That's the last thing you want to do is wipe out, because I have landed on my handlebars on my bike, and that was not fun. Because I hit a curve and just the handlebars twisted and I landed right on them. So I was on the ground for like a minute, and then I just got up. I went ahead and finished the race, and I had another race coming up like 2 weeks after that, but I was injured. I had to drop out of that one. So that was not cool, actually, being injured. You know, I mean, it wasn't the worst injury, obviously, but you just never want to get injured. That's why some people play video games, that way there's no chance of them getting injured. Well, I guess possibly you could get injured. You could, I don't know, get Nintendo Thumb if you're old enough. You know all about Nintendo Thumb. That was kind of painful. Okay, I've kind of moved back up into a second position. I mean, that guy's good. I wonder if for these you can actually compete against other people instead of the computer. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, let's keep going. And for a lot of the good races, they're designed so that they're interesting for you as a competitor. You know, either visually or either challenging.
Let's go.
Of course, if you have a sadistic race director, they love to punish you. Like near the end of a segment, it'll get extremely difficult. You know, just when you're really tired, they'll try to basically break you. Is the only way I can describe it. Now, I've done plenty of races where they've pretty much broken me, and I've been kind of unhappy. Like, you have to find your happy place, because you'd be mad at everybody, yourself, everybody. Okay. Now, this race has been going on for a minute, so I wonder how much more of a bike we have. I still don't see the checkered flags indicators that we're reaching the end of this segment. Now, in an actual race, you're also going to have a transition zone and time. You know, where you put on running shoes, take off the helmet. For me, personally, I like to wear a hat to soak up sweat. And then shades usually help, especially like on hot days. It's just mentally kind of, if everything's darker, you think in your mind that it's a little bit cooler than that it actually is. Especially some of these events during the summer when it's really hot. And then you're not screwed, but for a lot of, it gets warmer as the day goes on. So most events start off in the morning, so then you have to also gauge that. Like you want to exert enough energy to basically outrun the sun, because if it's a summer day, temperature can go up 20 degrees from the start till noon. And you kind of want to avoid that as much as possible, so you have to gauge it. So you have to decide if it's worth chilling a little bit and suffering in the heat. For me, my endurance takes a hit with the heat. So for me, it's more advantageous to push earlier in the race and try to outrun the sun, because once it gets above, I'd say even 70 degrees, my endurance takes a big hit. So it's easier and better for me to actually push earlier in the race. If I know it's going to be a hot day. If it's going to be a cool day, cool to cold, then I'll go ahead and take it a little bit easier. Or just trying to overexert. Oh crap, let me go ahead and keep an eye on that. But it's all strategizing. It's strategizing and knowing your body and yourself. Okay, have to look at the map. That's another thing about a race. If you're tailing somebody who is of similar ability, then you don't really worry as much about pace, and you just kind of follow them. You don't think about where you have to turn, etc. That kind of frees up your mind to, like I say, you're just almost meditate in a way, instead of the actual logistics of the race, like how far am I or how fast am I going, and this and that. You can just kind of tune out essentially and just kind of get an almost hypnotic state, like I said. Okay, so we have a left turn up here. Oh crap! See, and that's the other thing. They're cutting the tangents, which means you make the shortest turn. You don't like to make, or shouldn't make, wide turns, because you're gonna end up riding or running or even swimming a longer distance if you take wide turns. Now, of course, on an actual bike, I'd be doing a lot better as far as hitting the turns, etc. and stuff. But since this is a game, I'm kind of afraid of wiping out. That could seriously cost me some time. So I'll slow down a little bit on this turn. Now, this is a long triathlon because it was daytime when we started. Now it's nighttime. And the sprints are good because the sprints, an actual realistic sprint would last anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours. To me, that's a good endurance event. Shit, that was doing so good. That's a good endurance event for me. Is around 2 hours. "90 minutes to 2 hours is ideal, actually." Shit, control. Let's get back on it. Ah, damn it! I was doing so good. I was almost, I think, in the lead position for a little bit. These guys are not gonna let me have it. They don't want me to be great. Crap. Now this game, Grand Theft Auto, when I play a game, quote unquote play a game, that means I do play it, but I could put it down for a while. Because honestly, I think I put this game down for like 9 months. And just, oh crap, I almost hit the fans there. Then recently I picked it up again, because I'm like, the mindset of like, I need to finish some of these games, some of these good games. Now, if a game's crap, of course, you may just write it off. You may see what it's about and then decide you want to waste your time with it. Because there's so many good games. Shit. Where am I going? Oh, we're going to run by the... Okay. We should be getting close to the transition for the run, I think. But yeah, the game's not worth it. There's too many good games to... Oh, crap. To waste your time. Oh, shit. To waste your time on. Damn it. Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Fuck! Oh, sorry about that. Just, God damn it. I was doing so well, then kind of messed up there. Oh crap. They did this on purpose. Kind of made it more challenging here. You have to kind of be precise with the steering. Yeah, there's too many good games to waste time on. Oh crap. I need to focus. bad games. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto is definitely a quality game. And honestly, a lot of time I kind of wasted on this game by, oh crap, by just exploring, because this game looks really good visually, and I was kind of in awe, like, wow, this game looks really good. And I got enjoyment just driving around, kind of exploring the city, not even doing the missions.
Let's go.
Okay, let's focus again, because kind of a little shaky there. Oh, where am I going? Okay, like here. This is a serious race. I wish it had actual indication of equivalent distance. If I was actually, well, there's a time, but if I had paid more attention to the time, I could probably guesstimate. Because looking at it, he's probably biking 17 to 20 miles per hour, more or less. Which is a pretty good clip. They really have a lot of turns.
Oh shit!
Yeah, never like it when that happens. And still no sign of the checker. So I wonder if the run's going to be equivalent to, it's definitely going to be more than a 5K, because this is definitely more than a sprint, so it's probably Olympic distance.
Franklin, you got this.
So I'm thinking the run's going to be like a 10K. Well, I hope it's not a 10K, because I'm going to be running for 55 minutes. Because I've already been, so far, it's been, 24 minutes? I mean, this has been cool, but I should have really paid attention to the start of the race. Like I said, I just wanted to show a quick try sprint. But this one must be the big, or is actually the whole enchilada. Okay, good. Finishing the... Now this is when you have the... What do you call it? Jelly legs, I guess. Once you got the bike, you feel like your legs are jelly, and you also feel like you're going extremely slow, like slow motion, because visually your eyes have adapted to traveling fast on the bike. So when you get off, you feel like you're going extremely slow. Oh crap! Damn, I mean, if I had known this was going to be this long of an event, I probably would have had some Gatorade here when I'm playing. Gatorade or water and actual racing snacks to be more realistic. Oh crap. Let's keep going. Ooh. I've actually done a relay out in California, and the worst part was definitely running through San Francisco. Like, some of those hills are crazy. And I'm like, holy crap. Come on, Franklin. Actually, when you do events, sometimes you do talk to yourself. Sometimes out loud, sometimes in your head. Especially when you're not doing kind of what you can do or what you've done in practice. And if you're having a bad race, that's usually the most disappointing, because you put time into it, training, and then you don't feel like you're actually executing how you're, how you plan to. So that's always disappointing. But you kind of have to go with it. Oh crap! Where the hell am I going? Did I miss a turn? Shit. Okay. Wow, that cost me.
Come on, L.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, it always helps if you're following somebody, because that one kind of cost me a position, but I think I can make up the difference if I run these tangents here, which means I'd actually be running technically slightly less distance by hugging the curves. Oh crap, I don't want to stop. Go, go, go. Ooh, this is I didn't intend it to be a long form video. Because the gameplay videos, I think
Here we go.
maybe 10 minutes is good for gameplay video. Unless you're doing like an actual walkthrough or something, then of course it's going to take as long as it's going to take. But just for showing some gameplay, I think 10 to 15 minutes is usually good. So what I may do is go back and speed up some of these segments. Either speed them up, or maybe just edit it down. Maybe a good thing to do. But I kind of almost want to show the whole video. I guess we'll see. I guess if you're watching and you're still here, you'll see what I did. But oh crap! Come on. Like I'm getting kind of thirsty because I didn't really hydrate after my biking for an hour. So I should have hydrated. Oh crap! My actual hands are kind of cramping a little bit, and I'm running uphill, so he's kind of. Oh shit. Oh, is that the end? Go, 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 bastard. Go, 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 go. Oh, they're right behind me. Oh, go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, I did it. Oh crap. Wow, this was a longer video than I intended, but I guess it worked out because I got first place. Yes. Yeah, that was great. It was great getting the first place on this one, since that'll never happen in reality. But that's the whole point of the video games, escapism. You know, do stuff you can't normally do. Even though I can do events like triathlon sprints. That was cool. So I guess we'll end it on that note. As usual, comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.